गुड मॉर्निंग। इंसानियत और कायनात दो चीजों से चलती है, दिल और दिमाग। उसी तरह से एक एम्पायर, एक कंपनी दो चीजों से चलता है, दिल और दिमाग। Page Group is a 40-year-old company. We provide office spaces to software and IT companies in Hinjewadi and Pune. We provide industrial sheds to manufacturing and engineering companies in Chakan and PCMC. दिमाग जो अच्छी अच्छी बातें सोचता है, good thoughts, valuation of the company, profit of the company, finance, planning of the company. दिमाग behind the Page Group is our president, Mr. Sunil Peswani.
A company cannot run on intellectual capacity alone. A company requires emotional support or the dil of the company, or the support to the entrepreneur, the support to the employees, the creativity, the new ideas, and the emotional support is provided by the dil of the group, Miss Rashmi Peswani. 111 Startups was started with the idea that this 40-year-old group has to give something back to the society. Giving something back to the society either meant giving employment or giving support to new ideas. We thought that supporting approximately 111 startups would be a good way of giving back to the society. Typically, a startup supports 15 employees. That means a total of 1600 employees would ultimately find support through the 111 Startup Initiative. The initiative was planned and designed to give mentorship, creative support, financial support, and inputs which an entrepreneur may be typically lacking.
I want to add up that time Digital India movement was in a boom when we started the 111 startups. And as the parent company Page Group is in providing the office spaces, we started providing office spaces to the startups. And that's how this company started. And as sir said that we wanted to give back to the society, I want to add up one line here. Paropkarartham idam shariram means this body is meant to serve the humanity, to serve the society. And that's how we promoted startups by giving them office spaces and mentoring.
Follow your passion is something which a startup naturally does. A typical person coming out of an engineering college would otherwise go for a job. It's only the people who would like to follow their passion who take the risk and the courage to do a startup. So, following the passion not automatically means a better output, more creative juices, more creative input, more amount of hard work with more amount of fun. So, following your passion is an absolute necessity, and is what happens when you do a startup.
I follow my passion because work is my passion, creativity is my passion. And when you follow your passion, you don't feel you are working, you don't feel it's a burden, you feel it's a fun. You are living the life, you are having fun in the life. So, I always advise to the students or budding engineers, please follow your passion in your profession.
Our typical approach has been to wait for startups to approach us. We also try to connect with new startups through friends, family, and the SEAPC network and the TIE network. So it has basically been companies contacting us.
As a parent, I will definitely like a fresh engineer should take up 2 years of job. He should take an experience for the safety of his life and stability to the family. And then he should go for the startup because after experience, I think he will be able to do better.
My concept is slightly different. I feel that Indian GDP has grown to such an extent, it is very easy for an engineer to get a job. In fact, it is very easy for anybody to get a job. Money is no longer the main motivation factor for getting a job. So the idea is to follow your risk, your passion. And the best way to do it is to go for startup. A young fertile mind, a college mind a 20-year-old child's mind is a very fertile ground for absolutely astonishing, new and amazing ideas. And that is the time when they should go for startups. So what I feel is a student should go for startups as soon as possible. Absolutely no. In fact, I feel the startups are an underrated part in the Indian ecosystem. If you look at the GDP and the market capitalization of USA, these companies which were startups just 10 years back, like Facebook, Amazon, Tesla, Apple, all these were startups just 15 to 20 years back. Today they make up more than 10% of the market capitalization of a country like USA, and more than 50% of India's GDP is just made up of these top 10 startups. So the potential of startups is so enormous, they are very underrated, and India should produce something like Apple in the next 10 years. A startup is worth incubating if there is a good team. A team is very important. Second, a very good idea. Third, an idea which can be expanded and can be all inclusive, where the potential is sky high. Startup which is financially viable, and there is a good product, an MVP, a minimum viable product is ready with some sort of market traction. That's what makes a startup worth incubating and worth investing. This question can be broken up into 3 different parts. Initially, when a founder starts, he should work on his idea and collecting co-founders. So when you are approaching friends and family for support, for seed capital, that time your requirements are good idea and a good team. Once you have a good idea and a good team and you're working on the idea, you approach to the next round of investors, the angel investors. The angel investors look for something in addition to a good team and a good idea. They look for a minimum viable product, a product which is working, some amount of market traction, product which has been proven slightly in the market, and a product which is fundable, a product which can be expanded. Similarly, when you go to the next stage of venture capital, the requirement is slightly different. So the requirement is different at each stage of funding. After this startup, definitely healthcare. What else do you think, madam?
Digital entertainment, like many Bollywood movies, they are releasing on the YouTube. The companies like Zoom, they are progressing well. The companies like Amazon, they are doing well.
Healthcare and the financial sector would definitely make up a big aspect of things. Everybody would like healthcare online at their homes. So healthcare will be a very, very big aspect after this pandemic. Second thing would be a financial sector and e-commerce, of course. Financial sector, why? Because people would like maximum to do their business, to do their work online as much as possible. And definitely the digital world. So anything connected with the digital world, financial sector and healthcare sector, and of course entertainment would do well.
Thank you. Best of luck to the engineers of the VIT.
Thank you, budding engineers and budding entrepreneurs.
Best of luck.
Best of luck.